I try to write as much as possible, and like I write a lot, like just a lot of thoughts, a lot of ideas for film, stuff like that. Because I think that like film really does start in like the writing process. So I think that good acting can elevate a bad script, but you'd rather have good acting elevate a great script. Um, and then, unfortunately, bad acting can make a great script seem really bad, but it will be better than if you have a bad script, I guess. I don't know, but it's good. I think like most of the time I see a movie and I don't like it, it's because I'm like it's script level stuff, and I'm like, that's the easiest thing to do is get a good. Not that it's easy to write a good script, but it costs nothing to write a script. So like I get bad CGI, and I kind of unfortunately get bad acting, and I get like bad editing, stuff like that. But like bad writing, it's like you have all the time in the world like to write a script, like and it you don't have to worry about the budget for the script. You don't have to worry about it's just you don't need like the budget for the script is the paper it's printed on. So you might as well like make it really good.
I watched a film criticism on the beloved Seth MacFarlane's A Million Ways to Die in the West, and it's not my favorite movie in the world, but I watched a guy, he was talking about the script, and he was like, "It's really not that bad." He
Yeah.
said, "It's just honestly Seth MacFarlane. He did everything in the movie, and he's actually a talented writer,
Hmm.
but his ego got in the way, and he was like, I got to star in the film and direct and stuff like that." And then he like compared it to a scene with Chris Farley, and it's a scene, I think it's in Black Sheep. Have you seen that movie?
Hmm.
The scene where he's like in the office and he's talking about breaks, and he's just like, "Herb, I can't stop." And so he played that scene, and he's like, if I were to type that out, it's not that funny.
Right.
That's all in the performance. Like Chris Farley like gave it his all in that performance to elevate the script. And I think that's a great example of, how, a script or bad acting or good acting can elevate a decent script.
Hmm.
So, and one of my favorite films of all time is Ghostbusters. And
My
I
favorite.
read the script a few or months ago, and I was like, it's really not that great. Like it
Sure.
didn't blow me away, but obviously I was reading it from the perspective of like, oh my gosh, I'm going to read this and I'm going to laugh just as hard as I did at the film.
Right.
And to my surprise, it was just like a very standard script. It wasn't bad. It was
Yeah.
just kind of like, really? This is it?
I feel that way like about comedy because like it's hard to write comedy. Um,
Hmm.
um, but then like if you give like something to a comedian, like who knows what they wrote for like Chris Farley just completely losing his mind, you know,
They
with,
probably literally wrote Chris Farley loses his mind.
yeah, but like or even like communicating like a visual gag or something like that. Like one of my favorite gags in Ghostbusters is where they're on the elevator and they power up for the first time, and everyone starts like kind of scooting away from I think it's Harold Ramis and Bill Murray, like they turn on Dan Aykroyd's proton pack, and then they start like subtly like scooting.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you read that, you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But their performance, like it's one of those things where I think the first time I noticed it was actually like I never noticed it as a kid because I think I was just like Ghostbusters, yeah. But like as an adult, you start to like really like watch films, and like absorb like what's going on, um, and seeing them, I was like, oh my, like what, and who knows, like that might not have even been in the script, but it was just like them to be like, yeah, this is like, it's the idea of like you're stuck in an elevator which is very small, and if something goes wrong, like there's no chance of, you know, any. There's still kind of like it's that funny, like it's a funny moment, and I mean Ghostbusters is full of things like that because I mean like
And
what
it's also like it's just funny because like backing up 4 feet in an elevator will do nothing.
right exactly these are like the smartest people like, and I love that it's a film about like smart people. Like they're not like idiots. They're not like,
Hmm.
oh, Ghostbusters, like they're like smart people, but they made like smart funny, and it's a smart movie. It's a funny movie, but it's
Yeah.
funny
And
that.
they do a good job of like showing the characters that they're smart,
Mhm.
and that lets the writers be like, okay, they can be dumb in these moments, like
Exactly.
them backing up in the elevator, or Bill Murray's like wisecracks. Like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, if you didn't watch the beginning of the movie and you watch like, certain scenes on YouTube, you might be like, Bill Murray's kind of he's dumb. And then but as a whole, you're like, Bill Murray's a genius in this movie.
Yeah, he's great, and
Mhm.
he's so. I mean, like what a great cast coming together. Like Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Ivan Reitman directed it. Harold Ramis, and then like Sigourney Weaver, who is not like a comedic actress. Like, and of
And
course,
she's funny in it.
yeah,
She's really good.
there is no zoo, or there is no like all that. Like, it's such a great,
Hmm.
and like I love the concept because like I love in 2020 we're like super used to the concept of Ghostbusters, but like I'm imagining like the pitch meeting, and it's like imagine like bug exterminators, like they're like roach killers, but they're doing it for ghosts, and I think that's like what a great like.
I feel like that's all they had to say, and the studio was like, "Here, take all of this."
There's a really good like documentary on like the making of Ghostbusters, on
I
the
want to watch it now. I didn't even know that existed.
the movies that made us on Netflix. They have an episode on Ghostbusters, and it's
Oh my gosh,
it's
that's
really
awesome.
interesting, like how they made it and built it, and like all the stuff they went through to kind of get it off the ground.